And I am going to be talking about my warehouse aisle project I've completed over the last 7 weeks at work. The problem I identified at work was that we had a lot of issues with racks and carts in our warehouse aisles, and it was very difficult for the drivers to put parts away as they were received or to pick parts to send to the main assembly plant in Toma. We lacked proper floor space to store all the carts, and that is the main reason why a lot of the carts were in the aisles. And it presented a lot of safety concerns. The drivers had to be very careful when they were going through the aisles to not run into the racks. They didn't want to hit the racks and then push them into someone else who was possibly working in the aisles. And it also just really affected their efficiency at picking parts and putting parts away. One of the aisles at work, and you can see a couple carts sitting there in the aisle. This is actually one of the better aisles that we had. Just one or two carts here in this aisle. A lot of the aisles would have up to 6 to 7 carts sitting in them. So one of the first things I did was conduct a work breakdown structure, and so I started with the title of our project, which was Clear the Warehouse Aisles. And then I needed to do some research with the team and determine locations that we could potentially go with all the carts and racks. So we broke it down further in the 3 more parts of the project that needed to be completed. And the first was setup. What equipment were we going to need? Who were the teams going to be? Who was going to be on the project team to complete this? And what were their tasks going to be? We also had to move the racking, move parts, and move carts. And then after we had moved everything, we needed to organize the space that we were going to create, as well as organize the carts in the space that was created. The team members were myself, the warehouse supervisor. I had 2 warehouse facilitators. I thought it was important to have 2 leads on this project, as they would be able to offer good insight and have good ideas into where we could create some floor space. I had one of the warehouse dock drivers on the team. He is the one that would actually unload all the carts and racks coming back to the DC, and he was basically forced to put them in the aisle because he had nowhere else to go with the racks, and it was frustrating for him as well. There was also 2 warehouse stackers. These are 2 individuals that work in the aisles every day, working around the racks, trying to be very careful not to run into them or knock them into someone else. So I thought it would be good to have them on the team. The stakeholders for this project were Chris Hacker, he's the director of operations, and Dave Verkler, he's a materials manager. Basically, I just needed to keep them posted on how the project was going and if we were accomplishing our goal. The ones that I wanted to keep satisfied were the dock driver and the warehouse facilitator. They were the ones that were potentially, they were the ones who were most frustrated by all of the carts being in the aisles. Minimal effort was assembly plant personnel, basically because they are not involved with the warehouse. And really the only way the carts being in the aisles would affect them was that they would have a delay on getting parts from the DC. And the ones I needed to manage closely was the warehouse 3rd shift. There's lack of supervision on that shift, and once we created space, they could potentially violate the space that we had created by putting parts or other things in the new locations that shouldn't go there. So we created a plan to basically create bulk storage locations in our warehouse racking and move hoods from a floor location to the new bulk storage locations in our racking. So basically, we had found a spot in the warehouse that would be ideal floor space if we could just get these big boxes of hoods cleared from that space. we would then be able to move all the paint racks and weld carts from the main aisles into the previous location where all the hoods were stored. So you can see here or a picture of where all the hoods were previously stored, and you can see started our project stack them too high and they would be out of the way. So the results of the project were that we created 78 locations for bulk storage in our racks. That's quite a few locations. That was pretty exciting. We were able to move all the paint racks and carts from the main aisles to the previous location where we stored all the hoods, and the aisles are now clear of racking, and the safety concerns have decreased greatly and have pretty much gone away. So it's been a very good thing for the DC, and I know a lot of the associates are much happier with being able to go in the aisles now and not have to worry about running into racks. That is my project. Thank you.